So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it's 120 degrees. And that's hot. And we're gonna take a quick look at my garden. Tell you, this is not gonna be a very long video. No, I'm not gonna be out here very long. I've been down that road before. If I don't have to be, I won't be out here. Let's take a look at the pumpkins. Yes. Taking it like a champ. You know, it's the shade fabric. The shade fabric goes a long way. Shade fabric, mulch, and heavy watering. Right here I got 90% shade fabric and 30% shade fabric. 90% is only here for the heat wave. Once temperatures are back down below 115, that's gone. That's gonna go. The 30% stays here. It stays here all summer. These pumpkins back here, they're open on top. They get morning sun, and I got these pieces of plywood here on the side, and that protects them from the afternoon sun. And basically, from about noon on, they get 100% shade. Now look at them. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. Still got celery. I'm one of the few people who still have celery this time of year. I mean, it's June, and it's been hot. I still got celery. Okinawa spinach, choose eggplant. I'm using the herbs, beet balm, Malucan spinach. That Swiss chard's going to seed. You know, and that's the thing. If you want to collect seed, your plants are going to look like hell for a little bit. That's just the way it has to be, you know. Now, if I haven't said before, I got most of my yard, 90% of my yard covered in shade fabric. 30% shade fabric. Now, let's look at the tomatoes. Now, the tomatoes I got under 90% shade fabric with the 30%. So they're getting a ton of shade right now. A little tomato jungle. And look at this. Yeah, I don't see any signs of heat stress. Nope. There's a thermometer back here. Now, let's see what this thermometer says. That's in the shade. It's 118. That's 118 in the shade. Even underneath the shade fabric, I can feel my scalp burning a little bit. If you've ever had a sunburn on your head, you know pain. You know pain. It's hot. It's hot, but the tomatoes are doing good. In fact, everything looks like it's doing good. Let's take a look in here. Well, you know what? Let's just go in there. Enough of this looking from a distance nonsense. Let's just go in there. I'll stick it out. I'll stay out here for a couple more minutes. Now my chickens are fine. And yes, that is a misting system. I run a misting system for my chickens. But, combination of the misting system, and in this part where the chickens like to hang out when it's real hot, this is 90% shade fabric. I've never lost a chicken to the heat. I've never lost a chicken during the summer. Doesn't mean it can't happen, it just hasn't happened to me. And I keep little pans of water, about 3 or 4 inches of water. They'll get in those pans and stand and cool off. Plus with the wet ground, the mulch, shade fabric, the misters, my chickens take it. They take it quite comfortably too. All right, let's go in here. Yeah, everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. Dinosaur kale, curly kale, collard greens. They could actually take full sun, but you know, with a little bit of shade fabric, that 30% shade fabric makes a difference. Green beans, zucchinis, yellow, excuse me, yellow squash. That zucchini is not looking all that great. But I think a gopher did that. I don't think that's heat damage because it's been looking that way for a couple of days. Watermelons, actually watermelons don't need any sun protection. Well, you know what? When it's this hot, everything needs a little protection. I don't care what it is. But everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. I'm happy with it. Shade fabric, it's heavy mulch, it's heavy watering. You know, shade fabric, this makes the biggest difference. In the past, I've done the heavy mulching, I've done the heavy watering, but this has made the most difference. This is mandatory, in my opinion. I tell people, if you want to grow, you can grow here 24/7, 365 days a year. You can, but the variety changes quite a bit during the summer. You're pretty limited, unless you take the steps I take. Shade fabric, heavy mulch, heavy watering. You can grow most things, even through the summer. Of course, production will slow down on some things, but most of the things, the production doesn't stop. It'll slow down though. Even tomatoes. A lot of people think, and I used to be in this camp. Once it gets above 105 degrees, you won't have any more tomato set. I've proven that wrong to myself and to a lot of people many times. I will have tomatoes producing all through the summer. It does slow down, but it doesn't stop. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. It's too hot. I'm going inside.